Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear brothers and sisters, have you ever felt like everything in your life was going perfectly fine, and then suddenly it wasn't? A friendship turned sour, a promotion slipped away, or unexplained chaos unfolded in your life. Could it be a coincidence or something deeper? Today, we uncover the reality behind two of the most feared and misunderstood phenomena in Islam, evil eyes and black magic. These forces are not just myths. They are real, they are dangerous, and they might be closer to you than you think. But don't worry, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to protect yourself and live peacefully, inshallah. But first, let's explore the root cause behind it all, the sinister plots of shaitan. Grab a cup of tea, settle in, and let's dive into this hidden world. Sinister plots of shaitan. When we think of shaitan, we often picture a cartoonish red figure with horns. But in reality, shaitan is far more cunning, far more dangerous. He doesn't come at you with fire and brimstone. No, he whispers. He deceives. He plants seeds of doubt in your heart, hoping to derail your connection with Allah. Ever wondered why life sometimes feels like a constant battle? That's because it is. Shaitan declared this war a long time ago. His ultimate goal, to pull you away from Allah's mercy. But here's the thing. Shaitan doesn't work alone. He uses tools. He manipulates people. And two of his most dangerous weapons are the evil eye and black magic. So, how do these fit into his grand plan? Let's uncover the truth. Oh, and if you're thinking, phew, I'm safe, my life's too boring for anyone to envy, trust me, Shaitan doesn't discriminate. He's got time for all of us. The aims of Shaitan, the bigger picture. To understand the evil eye and black magic, we first need to understand Shaitan's aims. You see, Shaitan isn't just interested in making you trip over a Lego or spill your coffee. His mission is far greater and far more sinister. His goal is to lead you into disbelief and away from Allah. But here's where it gets terrifying. Shaitan doesn't just attack you from one direction. He comes from all sides. Front, back, left, right. In fact, Allah tells us in the Quran, He said, I will come to them from their front, their back, their right, and their left, and you will not find most of them grateful. Surah Al-A'raf 17. And what does Shaitan aim to destroy first? Gratitude, because if he can make you ungrateful, he can make you hopeless. And when hope fades, your connection to Allah weakens. This is where Shaitan thrives. Now, you might wonder, how does this tie into the evil eye and black magic? Well, think about it. Shaitan doesn't work in isolation. He uses people, their jealousy, their hatred, and even their desires as pawns in his game. That envious stare, that whispered curse, they're not just feelings, they're part of his plot. And by the way, did you know Shaitan probably smiles every time someone says, "Oh, I'm just being dramatic"? Because dismissing the reality of his tactics is exactly what he wants. But the most alarming part, Shaitan has a secret army. Yes, an army. And they're not just jinn. Some of them are human. In the next part of this video, we'll expose how Shaitan uses these allies to spread evil eyes and black magic in ways you never imagined. The role of magic in Shaitan's plan. To fully grasp the role magic plays in Shaitan's plot, we must first understand that magic isn't just about spells or potions. In Islam, magic is an ancient dark art that has been used for centuries to control, deceive, and harm others. Shaitan's role in this is not just indirect. He is the one who empowers these dark forces. In the Quran, Allah warns us in Surah Al-Baqarah, they follow what the devils had recited during the reign of Solomon. It was not Solomon who disbelieved, but the devils who disbelieved, teaching people magic. This verse paints a terrifying picture. Shaitan has been actively involved in spreading magic from the time of Prophet Solomon. But why would Shaitan use magic? What's his ultimate aim in spreading such darkness? Magic serves as one of Shaitan's most potent tools. It's not just a way to make someone suffer physically or mentally. No, it's a method of breaking trust. Imagine someone casting a spell, distorting a person's perception, or using black magic to influence their emotions or decisions. The bond of trust between individuals starts to crumble. And when trust breaks, so does the foundation of community and love. Shaitan's objective is to create doubt and confusion, to sever relationships, and ultimately to make people forget their dependence on Allah. This makes them vulnerable to his whispers, his influence, his control. But the truth is, magic is not an all-powerful tool. There are limitations to it. In the next part, we'll dive into the shocking reality. How powerful is magic, really? Can it break you, or is it just another of Shaitan's tricks? The power and limitations of magic. So, let's get to the heart of the matter, the true power of magic and its limitations. You've probably heard people say, black magic can destroy lives, and while magic can harm, it's crucial to remember that it is not all-powerful. Magic is a tool, not a ruler. It may seem like a fearsome force, but ultimately it's still part of Shaitan's deception, and deception is never as powerful as the truth. In the Quran, Allah makes it clear that magic, while real, is never beyond his control. In Surah Al-Baqarah, Allah says, "But they did not teach anyone without saying, 'We are but a trial, so do not disbelieve.'" Tattoo. This verse reminds us that those who practice magic are not only harming others, but are also involved in a grave act of disbelief. What does this mean for us? It means that magic can affect us, yes, but only if we allow it. Only if we forget that Allah's protection is greater than any curse, any spell, or any jinn. Magic is a distraction, a temptation to believe that something other than Allah has power over us. Here's the key point. While magic can cause harm, it cannot force a person to do something against their will if they are strong in their faith. Allah has given us the means to protect ourselves. The verses of the Quran, the supplications, the simple act of seeking refuge in Allah, all of these are weapons far stronger than any spell cast upon us. Yes, magic can disturb your peace, create obstacles in your path, and even manipulate circumstances. But it will never have the final say over your life unless you let it. And that's the most important truth to remember. The power of magic is limited by your belief in Allah's might. In fact, magic has no power in the presence of faith. So when you feel like you're under attack, turn to Allah, seek His refuge, and hold fast to His words. Shaitan can whisper. People may try to harm you, but with Allah's protection, nothing can truly touch you. Forms and effects of magic. Now let's dive deeper into the forms and effects of magic, because this is where it gets particularly dangerous. Magic isn't just one thing. It takes many forms, from love spells to curses, from manipulation of elements to controlling people's thoughts. Magic can be twisted in countless ways to serve Shaitan's agenda. But how does it work? What exactly happens when magic is cast upon someone? Magic can affect us physically, emotionally, and spiritually. The effects might show up as sudden, unexplained illness, an overwhelming sense of fear, or even a constant feeling of being watched. These are not coincidences, but the result of spiritual interference. Let me share with you a common effect of magic, the severing of relationships. A person under the influence of magic might find themselves drifting apart from their loved ones for no apparent reason. Trust starts to fade, arguments arise out of nowhere, and the peace that once existed in a household crumbles. Another powerful form of magic is the evil eye, the belief that envy or jealousy can cause harm. Through a mere glance, the effects of the evil eye are often subtle but incredibly damaging. It can lead to financial ruin, illness, or even untimely death. And here's the key: these forces are real. So how do people get caught in this dark web of magic? What drives them to seek such destructive power? The answer is surprisingly disturbing. It all begins with an agreement, a pact with Shaitan himself. Magic as a pact with Shaitan. Now let's take a step back and understand what it means to enter into a pact with Shaitan. This isn't just some abstract concept. People make real, tangible agreements with him. Agreements that come with devastating consequences. Shaitan's power over someone isn't obtained easily. It requires an agreement, a deal, if you will, where the individual sacrifices their soul for temporary worldly gain. Some seek this pact to gain power, wealth, or to harm their enemies. They approach black magicians or sorcerers, who in turn invoke Shaitan's help in exchange for a price. Take the case of a famous incident in Egypt a few years ago. A well-known man, deeply involved in occult practices, sought the help of a dark sorcerer to become rich beyond imagination. The sorcerer instructed him to perform certain rituals that involved blood sacrifice and calling upon jinn. In exchange for these sacrifices, the man was promised unimaginable wealth and power. But here's the twist. The more the man received, the more he felt the grip of Shaitan tightening on him. His life spiraled into darkness. His relationships shattered, his health deteriorated, and he was left in a constant state of fear. Eventually, he broke his pact with Shaitan, but the damage was irreversible. This is the chilling reality of making a pact with Shaitan. People are drawn to magic because they're promised quick results, whether it's wealth, love, or revenge. But the price they pay for these fleeting desires is their soul and peace of mind. This is why it's so important to understand the full depth of what magic represents. It's not just an external force, it's an internal battle, one that we must fight with our faith in Allah and His protection. The weakness of Shaitan's plot. As dark and powerful as Shaitan's schemes may seem, there is something he can never take away from us: our faith in Allah. Shaitan's plot, no matter how intricate or alluring, is fundamentally weak. It's based on deception, manipulation, and his own inability to understand the infinite power of Allah. Despite all the harm he may cause through magic, envy, and corruption, Shaitan is still a weak force when we place our trust in Allah. His power is limited. He cannot force anyone to do anything. His strength lies in his ability to whisper doubts and create distractions, but his influence only takes hold when we give him permission. In the Quran, Allah reminds us, indeed, the plot of Shaitan is weak. Quran 4:76. This means that no matter what tricks or deceit Shaitan uses, he can never overpower the strength of a believer's connection to Allah. The only way he can succeed is if we allow ourselves to be misled by his whispers. So, while Shaitan tries to mislead us into following his path through magic or other distractions, his plot is weak. Our faith and our reliance on Allah are the strongest defenses we have. By holding fast to our beliefs, Shaitan's influence can be nullified. As we conclude today's discussion on the evil eye, black magic, and the role of Shaitan, it's crucial to remember the big picture. While these forces may seem powerful and intimidating, they are nothing compared to the infinite power of Allah. No matter how much Shaitan schemes, no matter how many people fall into the trap of magic and deception, we always have control over our actions and beliefs. Remember, the world of magic and the whispers of Shaitan can only take hold if we allow them too. When we trust in Allah's power and protection, no evil eye or dark magic can harm us. We are not helpless in this battle. We have the greatest shield, the oneness of Allah, our faith, and His divine protection. May He protect us all from evil and guide us on the straight path. Ameen. Jazakumallahu khairan for watching. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more Islamic content. Wa assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.